Greetings and welcome back to Drassier TMD. My name is Drassier and you are watching Let's Play Space Engineers. Alright, as is our habit, we're just going to get right back into the game here. The first thing I want to do is make sure I've emptied everything out of this rover, because I'm going to need the parts for the project I'm going to be working on today. You know, I built this ramp specifically so I wouldn't have to use up my hydrogen. What are you going to do? Oh, is that one full already? I guess so. Scrap, you can go into the refinery. Oops, in here, sorry. There we go. Let's see. What do we want to do? Medium. So what do we have here that's taking up a lot of space? Okay, these radio components take up a lot of room, so we're going to move those over. Same with the detector components, I think. Yeah, kind of. And then the rest of these can go in here. Computers. Girders. Oh, and solar panels. I didn't even see those there. These can go down here. These are kind of specialty items. They're only used for one thing. So yeah, we're going to clear out the rover, and we're going to... Well, first of all, I'm going to check to make sure I'm actually recording. I am, but I am not keeping track of my time, which sounds like me. What was I doing? Inventory. Yes, I want to take the rest of this stuff out. More detector, more radio communication components. We're going to take everything out so I can start building the thing that I want to build. I may as well put everything in there. There's only a few of those each, but I am going to need to take out... Let's just take out 30 for now of those. I might need some interior plates. 17 will do. I don't know why 17. I don't know. Something amazing, I guess. And we're going to start building onto this base. The reason we're going to be building on here is we're actually going to start setting up our drill rigs to... Actually, let's see. Okay, so I'm going to have to build down here because the ground is going to interfere with me building the drill. The drill is 3 blocks long, which means I'm going to have 2 blocks at least. So let's see, 1, 2, this will be the 5th, so let's do it 5 wide. That one, that's 5 wide. Let's go ahead and build that for good measure. And then we need to put on some pistons. And then the drill, which I just saw, and now I can't see it again. There we go. Oof. Must be going blind in my old age. When you get to be as old as I am, which is considerably old, you start to lose your faculties. Can't see anymore. Terrible, terrible thing. Let's go back to 7 and put on the drill. Nope, we don't want it to be facing up into the air. Perfect, that actually fits. Excellent. So what this is going to do is this drill is going to just drill straight into the mountainside. The piston's going to push it forward, so we're going to drill a little bit in. Then I'll just have to dismantle it, add a new piston, put the drill back on, and that's how we're going to do it to start with. It's just going to be very manual. Oh, we're going to have to move this thing. Okay, let's go ahead actually and take... Oh, you know what? Let's build a ramp. Let's build a ramp right here. Oops, that one. Yep. Whew. Ah. Gosh, you would think I would remember where all my hotbar stuff is, but I don't. And then what do we want to do here? We want to put on another basic refinery. You know, I see this all the time in other people's videos. Why don't they just search for the stuff they need? Why don't I do the same thing and stop complaining? There we go. So that's built onto there. I'm actually just going to go ahead and rip this down. Can I do that though? Is there stuff in there that I don't want to lose? Probably. Let's go check. In the basic refinery, yes, there is this, there is that, there is this. We will put those. Actually, we'll just hold on to them for now, because why not? It's not taking up that much space, and we're going to just dismantle this thing. Done and done. Okay, we're going to put this back up here. Oh man, I could have fallen asleep in the time it took to do that. I think one of the things that we're going to need to do is... Oh, I'm still not going to be able to do this because of where the refinery is, am I? Maybe I should just move them both. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, it's done. Told you. Okay. So that's built into the ground. That is actually holding this up. So I definitely don't want to break that off just yet. That would be hideous. There we go. Let's see. Back to what I was doing, which was to put a piston on this. And a drill. There we go. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Ah. Well, you know what we can do? We can do this. We can drill out just enough. Just enough, hopefully. Oops. Let's clamp those up. Just enough. Get out of crouch to add the drill. Okay, what is it still getting hung up on? This little bit right here. Sometimes you have to get rid of voxels to be able to, especially when you're building off of a subgrid like that. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, I think one of the things I'm going to have to do is, as soon as I get the materials to do it, is upgrade my tools, because this is getting to be kind of annoying. Am I? Oh. Pfft. You know what I'm probably doing wrong? I think these are in the way. Okay. Alrighty. Ah, pretty sure that was the problem, was that block right there. Well, darn it. That sure was a lot of time wasted, but that's okay. So, as soon as we start building, drilling, just going to take some doing, we are going to be able to process more stone. What do we need? Lots of everything. And when we can shift more stone into the processing development program cycle thingamajig, we will be able to build more stuff with which to build a bigger and better rig. Which is why I'm not going overly complicated just yet, because once I have the materials for it, I would be able to kind of do that in ample supply. That's the theory anyway. It's just going to take a lot of running back and forth, putting together pieces of materials and all that good stuff. Wow, there's a lot of plate going into this stuff. Unfortunately, it is the reality of building large grid stuff. There's a lot that goes into it. Speaking of which, we need more of those. More of those. I'll have that, if you don't mind, eh? What was my other plan today? It was to build this rig to start mining things out, move things around. Oh, you know what I just realized I've done again? But that's okay. If I put a conveyor there, I can just route the... Let's build that out now while I'm thinking about it. What? Your energy's low! Hey, conveyor tubes that will come down this way and then go into there. Blah, blah, blah. To there. I'll put a conveyor tube conveyor junction, sorry, in there and attach that to the back. Do I have enough space for that? I don't know. Let's find out. Since we're only doing this side for the moment. And yeah. Okay, more construction components, more motors, more steel plates. Construction components, motors, small steel plate. Construction components, motors, and lots of steel plate. Could have just done Control Shift, I think it is, to do 100. Let's try it. Oh, that's 1,000. No, we don't want that. Woo. Maybe it's Alt Shift. There we go. Alt Shift, and then ordering it up does 100, and apparently Control Shift does 1,000. What about Control Alt Shift? Oh, that's 1,000 too. Anyway, Alt Shift, blah blah. Blah blah, by the way, is a technical term. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Inventory. Let's take those, take those. Let's go ahead and fill in what we can while we're waiting. Oh, small steel tubes. The one thing I did not say in my head... Oh, we actually have some. Let's go ahead and order some more. Let's do another 30 for now. As I said, I don't want to do too much of too many things. I don't want to tie up resources just yet. Oh, one more motor, more steel plate, we already said that, and steel plate. So, that's it. Motors and a steel plate, that should be plenty, and it'll continue building the rest of it, which will be fantastic. Alright, there's the piston head. There's the piston. Very good. Okay, and now what we'll do is we'll take this out. Yeah, don't tell. Show. We'll take this out and we'll put the conveyor, junction box thingy. Oh, that wasn't good. Oh, that's right. It was in the middle of making stuff, and I broke it. I remember to take this stuff out the first time. Oh, that's right, my energy. And then I didn't do it the second time, so... Just goes to show you, sometimes you remember stuff, sometimes you don't, and oh well. Bonk. Blah. Let's go ahead and... The interior plate. Why must you be so demanding? You're like, you need all this stuff, bruh. Bruh, dude, bruh. Alright, well, let's go charge up. In fact, let's do that in the car, because I don't think I have anywhere else to go to do that. That would be actually something else, is to move the survival kit. I know I said I probably wouldn't, or I don't know if I mentioned it actually, but I should do that. Liquid dihydromonoxide. I won't find that in Space Engineers. Oh, what time? Oh, that's right. Moron! Oh, guys, I'm getting so excited any second now. Oh, what was it? It was motors, wasn't it? Oh, no! Okay, here's what we'll do. Oh, do we have any more interior plate? I keep getting... And this is not me trying to be funny. Oh, we do have motors. And interior plate. Sweet. I might not need to worry about stealing things after all. I keep swapping my R's and my L's when I'm trying to talk. And it's very... There's a lot of brain power going into me trying to play this game and talk at the same time. I didn't realize how taxing it was until I started doing it. And I know some people are going to be saying, what, it's taxing to play a game? No, it's taxing to play a game and try to talk coherently at the same time. It's completely different if you're by yourself and you're just talking out loud every now and then to think, which I do. I talk to myself, I will freely admit that. It's quite another to speak coherently and form consistent sentences that are, relevant to what you're doing and to the people you're trying to talk to. Okay, so that can go in there. Gravel can go in there. Why is the silicon in there? It should be there. Oh, it's in the refinery. Oh, wait. So... fine. Gravel can go in its own thing. We have a drill! We have a drill, people! And it's connected! Yes! Yosh! Alright, so... more plate. Oh, that reminds me though. Oh, actually, it should be hooked up. Let's try it. Oh, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did it again when I could just do 100. We need motors. We need construction components. Probably some computer properties. You know what? I may as well go and have a look. While it's building, I'll see exactly what I need and I'll build that up. Large steel tubes, construction components. Yep. A lot of large steel tubes. Excuse me, a lot of plate, steel plate. Did I literally just stop looking at this one and then start looking at the same thing? Wow! Wow! Small steel tubes. Ah, interior plate. That's another thing we need some more of. Whoops. That's pretty much everything else. Okay, so we're getting there. We're making progress. Lots of progress. Okay, that's those. I wanted also some of these. Okay, so now we're running into a problem of we need a lot of stuff, but we don't have the means to make it very quickly. I know for a fact that the the refinery, the full-scale refinery, and the full-scale refinery and assembler, wow, are both faster than these, I think. Now that I said that, I know it. I don't know it, actually. Don't look at me. So that's going to be one of the next things that we want to do, is to build bigger refinerying and assembling. But one of the things we've already established in multiple episodes is that's going to take resources that we don't have, namely cobalt. I still haven't found any, which is... it's irritating. I would have expected to find some. I was really hoping that there would be more things near the iron. Like sometimes, most of the time, things come in 3s or 2s. But thus far, I've not been very successful. And I think I forgot to queue up large steel tubes. It sounds like something I would do. Pretty sure I have the resources. Oh yeah, tons of iron. 0.07 cobalt, which I only have because I broke down some of my tools, or some of the tools I found in the unknown signals that I've been collecting. What? Ah. Oh, come on. Steel plate, really again? Oh, that's right. I said it out loud. I said I need more steel plate. Oh, Alt, Shift, 1, 2, 3. You're welcome. Except not really. I mean, you are welcome, but I didn't actually do anything. I guess was what I was trying to say there. Ugh, more construction components too. Eek. One of the things I want to do relatively soon is set up a... whoop, excuse me. Breaking stuff on my own desk here. Is to set up a system... what did I just come down here for? Construction components. Let's go ahead and do 100 of those, shall we? Look at that. Getting the keybinds. Pick up some of the stuff I need. There we go. Excellent. So the last thing I need is steel plate, which is just an extra as far as that's concerned. Oh my gosh, the construction component! Lost track of what I was going to say again. Too many things trying to be said or done or thought of or whatever. I'm not keeping track of everything. By the way, while we're waiting for some of this stuff to be built, I wanted to thank Britannian, Systemic, and I believe it was Daniel Neal for your comments and or feedback that you gave. It's extremely important to me to get feedback and just a bit of support. You know, I'm kind of new to all this, and so it's nice to see people jumping on board. And actually, speaking of which, I now have 25 subscribers, and again, small numbers, I know, but for someone who just started out, that's a huge deal for me. That's a quarter of the way to my first goal for Space Engineers, which is to reach 100 subscribers. I figure that even though I'm doing this for fun, I may as well have goals, and one of those goals is to get more subscribers, and the way to do that is to try and get better at what I'm doing, and so on. And so I appreciate it when, you know, I'm moving towards that goal. I think that should be enough of what I'm looking for. So again, thank you to those of you who have subscribed. Unfortunately, I don't know everybody who has subscribed because it doesn't always tell me. Sometimes the privacy settings on people's accounts, look at that, will, if it doesn't show up on the system or whatever, if your privacy settings are set a certain way, it won't tell me who actually subscribed. So I can't name everybody by name, and I apologize for that, but it is what it is. I respect your privacy. If you don't want people to know who you are, that's fine. You know who you are, and I appreciate you. Thank you. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave the pistons alone. We don't want to touch those right now. We're going to switch on the drills. We're going to make sure that, yes, there's power. They are drilling. Perfect. Then we're going to go to the pistons. We're going to move these forward. They're set to 0.5. I'm going, excuse me, minus 0.5. I'm going to set them to minus 0.2. I think I just bumped the microphone there. I apologize. Minus 0.2. And then I'm going to reverse. They're already set to maximum distance of 10 meters. That's fine. Everything else should be fine. Reverse. And here we go. In fact, let's get a drill's eye view. Of course, the drill's eye view isn't very exciting because it's A, moving very slowly, and B, there's a huge cloud of dust that's just sort of being kicked up here. Oh man! And so what's happening now is all of this stone that's being collected up is going straight into the system to be turned into materials, which I will then use to build more stuff. Again, more drills, more, or better I should say, well at this point no, it's just more, because I've built more or less everything. Ooh, you know what I should do? I should build, I don't need to do it right now, but I should build an ore detector. Okay, so that's drilling out these two sections here. What I want eventually is to be able to drill all across here. You know, 5 is not wide enough, I've just realized. We need to make this bigger. We are going to make it bigger, I know. It was the whole plan, but maybe 15 wide. So another 5 this way. Yeah. But what I'm going to do for the short term, I'm going to bring these back, I'm going to dismantle the drills. In fact, let's just go ahead and do that. So reverse the drills, leave them running because they'll sometimes pick up more material as they go by that they missed on the first pass through. That was at 0.2. That was at 0.2 moving forward, and they still missed a few things. You see that effect there where the dust comes out and everything, it's sparking? That means it's drilling something. That means the first pass that it made, it missed a voxel. It just has to do with how often the voxels update. That's okay. We're not too worried about it right now. Well, I mean, I'm not. If you guys are, that's okay. I'm not going to hold it against you. Let's see. Whoops. I thought I'd be able to walk across that. So, the drill actually comes back to this point here. What I could probably end up doing, I'd have to move this over again. I can move this back to here and leave this section free, and then move this up on top. Yeah, I'll do that, but let's go ahead and turn these off first. Okay, so those two drills have done their job. What I can now do is I can take these drills down. My inventory is absolutely full, so let's go ahead and drop off a few things. What is it full of? Oh, mostly steel plate, I guess. Okay, so let's just put everything back for the minute. And I'll ramble some more about what I plan to do. Where is my hydrogen tank? Did I never have a hydrogen tank? Well, let's make one. Okay, we do have enough stuff. I was wondering. Take that out. There it is. Hydrogen bottle. So now, if I go to the H2O2 generator on this thing, I could have sworn I had a hydrogen bottle. I guess I don't. Alright, that's fine. And drop that in there. Oh, I turned it off to save power because it. That's interesting. Whoa, what? Okay, how does that work? Let me go do that. Oh, it's because the engines were and are on. Control panel, engine. Let's go switch those off. We don't need those right now. Should put those on the hotbar, I suppose. Do I have them in a group? Nope. Let's do that then. Hydrogen engines. H2 engine. Excuse me. Engines. Save. Just probably going to add a second one. Yes, it is. Delete that one. It's good. G. Groups. Hydrogen engines. On and off. Perfect. Excellent. And hopefully, in all that messing around, I should have filled up my hydrogen bottle. Look at that. Oh, did I have any more stuff? Just ice? Ice. Okay, we've got plenty of ice for the minute. We don't need to worry about having to refill that anytime soon. What was I doing? I was rambling. Okay, yeah. Take off the drill, add a piston, put the drill back on, and drill some more. But first, I do want to get this set up so that, you know what, we could actually have even just a single piston set and not have to worry about all this over here. Oh, baby. Oh, but that's connected to the thing. Okay. Oh, steel plate! I need steel plate! My kingdom for some steel plate! There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have to build it up slightly higher. Boom, boom. Now, oh, that's connected to there. That's connected to there. That's all in the ground. So if I move this, it's not going to kill us all. In theory. Oh, I never finished this off. Apparently I didn't have the steel plate, but I will have this time. Ah, man, what did I do this time? Oh. Gravel. Lots of gravel. Gravel will be useful, sort of, when we get to... Oh, that's right, I'm already there. When we're trying to build reactors, but there's really no point building reactors because we don't have any uranium. And we're never going to get uranium until we get into space. I believe you can find it in asteroids. You cannot find platinum on Earth, and uranium is another one. So I don't think you can... Blah, 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 blah. Gosh, I'm thinking too much while trying to talk. That's why I tend to stop, and it's like, well, I want to be doing something interesting and moving around, and not just, you know, sitting there talking and not doing anything. But it's kind of a thing. I apologize also for my repetitiveness. It's really not my intention, but yeah. But with many things, best of intentions and all that good stuff. So we want to build this up really quick. Actually, no, you know what we want to do? We want to take this down. Here we go. We then want to go to a control panel, if I can find one. There we go, the piston will do. We want to go to advanced rotor. Attach small head. and let's go ahead and build this stuff up right away. So, medium container. Oh, actually, now that I'm doing this, I can place it correctly so that it doesn't mess with my OCD. But I need interior plates to place it. Of course I do. Let's just go through here. Interior plates. Ooh. Why won't it? Ah, because I disconnected that. Interior plate. There we go. One day I'll figure out how to play. Until then you will be annoyed with me. Why live life from something to something? End up saying something if I can't think of words that I want to say. Okay, so it wasn't obvious. Now, one of these has nothing in it. Let's find out which one that is, and let's steal from that. That one has stuff in it, so let's actually go ahead and move that to a container that... I thought, one, two... Oh, no, yeah, okay. Alright. Okay, then I will take everything from this one. I'll put it in here. There's method in my madness, and madness in my method. Oof. Let's go ahead and plunk that in here. It's working! It's working! Display. I'll take a display. Oh, and some more interior plate. Okay. Now that those are all removed, I can take this out without any problem. And I can put the pieces into this one. That's all connected back up together. The only thing it's not connected to is down here, but that's okay because I'm going to be removing all of this. Let's see what's in here. That's where all my other stuff is. That's where it all is. So let's move this up. One. Oh, steel plate. Okay. Bonk, bonk, bonk. I have a very eclectic way of doing things. It's just the way it is. Not quite everything that we need. Let's take all of this out. Oh. And then we can grind this down a little bit. Oh, apparently we had enough room to grind the whole thing down. That's fantastic news! That's amazing! And then what we can do is that one is now free to put the cobalt, the iron, the nickel, and the silicon. Then we can dismantle these. Excellent. This is the only... I say it's the only. It's the what I usually get used to when I'm playing in creative mode is just taking something and moving it. It's so easy. Just delete, replace, delete, replace as needed. And in this instance, I'm not able to do that, or I'm not able to do it quite as easily because of raisins. Because you actually have to break everything down in order for it to work. Oh man! There we go. Alright. Yeah. If I can land, I should land. Okay. Alright. Alright, alright! Pour the wine and cut the cheese. There we go. Excellent. Oh, please tell me that a drill will fit. Yes! 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 Okay, now we are going to... Oh. It's beautiful! So as you can see, a lot of what I'm doing is not terribly difficult. It's a simple matter of knowing what you want to have happen, having the resources to build the thing that you want, and then making it work. Really, I mean, all it is, it just gets a bit tedious moving things around, but the whole point of this, of what we're doing right now, is setting up for the endgame. Oh, can't wait for endgame, by the way. Quick random aside, because that movie looks so good. I've been a big fan of the Marvel Star Wars... Wow! The Marvel Cinematic Universe for quite some time, so I am totally fanboy geeking out about that. Whoops, when it is ready to drop for this game, which there isn't really a set like, oh, you have to do this to win the game. It's pretty much a build your own world and do your own thing. Oops, what do I need? I need computers, steel plates. Computers. Oh, we out of steel plate again? Oh, that's right, because I made 3. This is a 3rd one, so let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3. Whew. For a second I was like, did I not set this up correctly? Again. Energy low again. That's something I would really like to have changed in SE is, first of all, I mean, energy going down, that's fine. I get that if you, as you're using energy, it's going to drain your battery, your suit battery. But an extra battery, a battery pack, just the same as the hydrogen tanks, that would be really cool. You could even have like in a generator or some sort of power supply structure, block, whatever. You could have it so that it would be used to recharge the... losing track of my thoughts. Would be required to recharge a battery pack, just the same as you would recharge hydrogen into the tank. And you just carry a battery pack with you to give you extra energy. I think that would be really cool. Because one of the things also about that is, okay, it says it's cold. Cold to me isn't freezing, it's just inconvenient. And when you do, because if you're freezing, yeah, you will absolutely lose body heat very quickly and fall into a potential, what do they call that? Is it a narcoleptic state? What do they call that? Hypothermic? Well, it's a hypothermic state. It's medical. I don't know. I don't do medicine. For gosh sakes, Jim, I'm not a doctor. Well, I mean, he is a doctor, but I'm not. I'm not a doctor. Okay. Enough of my prattling. Let's do this. Make sure these are all built up. This is going to have to go, sort of. This is really precarious. I don't like the way it looks. One of the things I do tend to do is make things look like they're actually structured. So let's go ahead and do that for the lulz. I won't make you watch it. I'll just show you what I did at the end. Okay, so literally all I did was I put a pylon thing going down here. Then I realized it's not actually centered properly. So yeah, it's not a big deal. Okay, so I like to do things like that just from a purely RPG, I guess, standpoint. But you don't actually have to do it. There's no structural integrity in Space Engineers like there is with Medieval Engineers. Ooh, that's a game I do want to play at some point, but I'm still kind of getting used to everything, so I don't want to freak myself out with too much to do too quickly. Okay, what was I going to do? Oh, drills. Oh, piston. Oh, dang it, dang it, dang it. No, that's right, yep, no. Piston. I thought I hadn't put extra pistons on, but I don't need to because then we still have to drill out that middle piece. So let's do that now. Velocity 0.2. a go-go. And that's another way you can do it. You can actually just put the velocity to a positive integer instead of reversing it the way I did. I just didn't want it to move right away, which is why I set it to minus, because minus goes backwards, or retracts, and positive goes outward, extends. Gosh, memory! You think Space Engineers sometimes has a memory leak, or did have at one point? No, 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 no. This thing doesn't do the thinking. Oh, wow. I could literally have just died if I did that. I meant to press X, and I meant to press F, and I pressed X by accident. Okay, we don't need nearly that many. Alright, hang on. There we go. Oh gosh. Let's go back to the car. There we go. I did spy an unknown signal, and I will take the car to go check that out. While we're en route, I'll talk about the plane. So the plane isn't working very well. Basically, I did a bad design. First and foremost, I completely admit that. I realize that I messed up badly. Okay, I guess we are... Oh, we've got some sweet air. That's why we have the gyroscopes. Because sometimes we need to be able to stop. Or we need to be able to flip, I should say. Wow. Yeah. Multitasking is not my strong suit. So I'm going to redesign the plane. And I'm going to put a tank in it. That was one of the things that was suggested to me, was to put a tank in it. Part of the problem is generating energy for flight, sustained flight. Apparently it's not possible to generate that kind of power with a hydrogen engine. Certainly not whilst the H2O2 generator is running, trying to refuel it. That's the sort of thing that you don't... oh my goodness. It's the sort of thing that you run while you're on the ground to refuel, not to keep it in the air. Ooh, let's see what we get. Nothing. Hooray. So, yeah. My plan is to redesign it, rebuild it, build a new one basically, make it a little bit beefier. And I think there's an issue with the center of mass that I have... Am I seriously out of... Oh, that's not the cargo container. This is the cargo container. An issue with something. Oh, it's balance. It wasn't flying very well anyway, and to be fair, I was flying in the dark. I shouldn't have been doing that. Don't fly at night, kids. They just didn't work out the way I had hoped. So back we go, back we go. Oh, I forgot we're in the midst of trees. I also keep forgetting that I can use the space bar to brake. Let's see, I think I want to head... So that's the respawn. I think that cluster of objects over there is my base. I just need to get back down to the lake very carefully. He says at 30 meters per second, which I don't know what it is in miles per hour on the fly. Yeah. Actually, let's go for a little... Whoa. I was about to say, let's go for a little drive. Let's go around the perimeter, but that might not actually be the best idea. And let's turn on the ore detector while we're at it, because... Oh, let's make sure that's actually turned up. Ore detector is all the way up, range 50. Because you never know, if we go different routes when we're driving, we might see some cool stuff. This is really not a good idea for me to be driving at night and on a hillside around a lake. Wait, am I heading towards the base, or am I heading towards the... It doesn't say what everything is. Mountainside! That was way steeper than I was expecting. Okay, let's go pick up the stuff I just lost. Pretty sure I just took out the bumper. Oh, this is all scrap. Let's go check it out. And this is why we have a bumper, which I'm going to fix right now because I guarantee I'll need it again. Thank you, bumper. You have saved my life, or at least saved my cockpit on several occasions. So if you see me looking down the hotbar, that's why. I'm not very good at knowing where my fingers placed on the keyboard. I can't type without looking sometimes. Not always, but often. Oh, backwards. So this looks like that's actually heading towards the iron. Yep, there's the mine. I just had to look around a little bit. I guess we'll just head back down to the lake. Oh, what's this? It's one of those magnesium. So this is what I was talking about in a previous episode where I wanted to find these boulders, make a machine to come over and just mine this boulder down to the ground. So let's go ahead and sit on this boulder. We're going to make ourselves a waypoint. MG boulder. We know what that is, right? And then, whoops, let's undo the parking brake and continue. I've gotten turned around again. Let's use the look method. Boulder, the mine. Oh, the mine is this way. Have I gone in completely the wrong direction? Okay, so here's the iron. Or the iron is over there. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Let's go this way. Oh, we are literally on a cliffside right here. The question is, how far does that cliffside extend? Okay, let's just take it carefully. Oh, I am definitely bottoming out, but that's why I've got stuff underneath there too. Alright, we are back onto the lake. Alright, I gotta stop and reorientate myself here. The mine is that away. So we weren't far, but not where I thought we were. My sense of direction is hideously bad. Yeah, one of the things I want to do is replace where the pistons are, so I can raise it up if I need to work on the undercarriage, because I guarantee that I'll need to repair some of the oh gosh, I left that running. It's not a huge deal because we've got basically free power going on right now. Because as you can see, pistons are both here and here, which when it lifts up, it's bottom heavy. So if I put a piston in this section right here, it'll mean I can lift it back up again and work on any of the undercarriage that might be damaged. I do have to give it a once over to make sure that none of the other components are damaged, because that's basically what's running this thing. And if I lose a wheel, this one, if I lost a middle wheel, it wouldn't be so bad, and possibly back wheels. I don't want to test it. So, pistons, retract, reverse. And do you see what we're doing here? We're creating a flattened section that it's just going to continue on into the hill. Well, didn't do much today. Mostly just, failed at building a rig with any decent efficiency. I'm probably going to leave it here. It's about that time. And we'll go ahead and continue again next time. As I said though, once I get the room to make it, I want to build a rig that actually just moves forward, takes out a huge chunk of that hillside right there, and then just keeps going. It's going to move forward, it's going to attach itself to some system. I'm going to have to set up merge blocks and projectors and all that good stuff. It's going to move forward, it's going to lock itself in place, the system behind it's going to move forward, lock itself down. If you've ever seen the space elevator video for space engineers that Keen did, and I already mentioned it before, that Epic Tech has done, and a lot of other people have done it too. Splitsy's actually just recently done a system similar to this in his base, where he drilled out the corridors for his base using a similar method. And I'm going to have a go at trying to do that too. So we don't need these drills on anymore. In fact, we don't need these drills at all. I'm going to take those off, put another piston on, and then move forward again, this time with 5 drills, and just keep drilling forward. Like I said, I'm going to clear out a space. Once I have it big enough, we'll make it more complicated. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, like, comment, and subscribe. I really enjoy the feedback, and it helps me out. It gives me a morale boost to keep going and everything, and to do better. You all have a good one, and I'll see you on the other side.